Do you know how to calm your baby before bedtime? Hey, I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell, a sleep consultant and creator of the Helping Babies Sleep Method. And today we're going to talk about, do you know how to calm your baby before bedtime? If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe to never miss a baby sleep tip. So let's talk about calming your baby before bedtime. The fourth pillar of the Helping Babies Sleep Method is messaging that it's time for sleep to happen. That's one of the purposes of your bedtime routine. And you can do this for naps as well. The other question I always get is, when can you start a bedtime routine? It is never too early to start a bedtime routine. You can start this as early as 6 weeks of age. The thing is, it doesn't have to be very long, these routines. What are the purpose of these routines? The purposes are, 1, to cue your child that it's sleeping time. 2, to have wind down time with you, their most favorite person, in the space that they're going to be sleeping, and have that closure to the day. The amount of time they need and the amount of closure that they need tends to get longer as they get older. A toddler needs much more wind down time than, say, a newborn does. But these routines are valuable in the newborn stage to help lay that foundation. So how long might it take you to kind of calm your baby and have a bedtime routine at bedtime? A newborn, it might take less than 5 minutes. Newborn is less than 3 months. For babies 4 to 24 months, it might take 5 to 15 minutes by the time you come in, dim the lights, set the stage for sleep, maybe play some music, maybe have a book, and have them become relaxed with you there. Toddlers, age 2 to 4, take a lot longer, right? Because why? They're more mobile, they have more opinions about things, and they want to be filling up their little bucket of power and control during that time as well. So toddlers also take a lot longer to fall asleep. Once they're in the crib, a toddler might take 20, maybe even 30 minutes to kind of hang out, babble to themselves or the bed, and put themselves to sleep. So a toddler bedtime routine, let's say from start to finish, might be an hour. A newborn in that, 6 to 10 week period where they're still having that witching period, they're newborn, their sleep system is still highly irregular, it can take you sometimes an hour to get them down, but your routine might not be an hour. Your routine might still only be 5 minutes, but yes, it can take time to get them down. And then in that 4 to 24 month stage, your routine might be 5 to 15 minutes. And how long it gets you to get them down to sleep really depends on their sleep skills, how independent they are versus how reliant they are on you to kind of make them sleep. Here's where I see people get off track with calming and bedtime routines. One is that they just don't really have a routine. There's no cues or messaging to differentiate between sleep or wake time. They just start rocking someone in the middle of the well-lit living room at, say, 10 o'clock at night because they decide it's bedtime. Okay. You want your child to start to have cues, a sequence of events, as early as 6 weeks of age. Okay, it doesn't have to be long, but those patterns, those cues, help let them know what to expect. Kiddos later than 4 months can definitely understand sequences and cues and know what to expect. The other mistake I see a lot of people make, or where they get off track, let's say, is they make these bedtimes too long. They are long and drawn out, often because they have an idea that bedtime should happen at 8 o'clock, let's say. Now, in that newborn stage, 0 to 3 months, your child's not producing melatonin until around 10 weeks of age. And so you can't get them down till close to 9 o'clock. That's not abnormal. Okay. After 4 months of age, their bodies are producing melatonin. Their circadian rhythms are becoming much more mature. You can get them down somewhere between 6:30 and 7:45, essentially. Where I see people go wrong is they have this idea that it should be 8 o'clock. And so they're killing time with these very tired kiddos, trying to keep them up until that ideal bedtime. On the other hand, I see people do the opposite, where they make it too short, where they just kind of come in, plunk kiddo in crib, click in the crib or the bed. But our kiddos do need those closure times. One of my favorite things to do with toddler parents is to implement let's talk about it for those 2 to 4-year-old crowd, where we say, okay, let's talk about what you did today. You got up, you went to preschool, you came home, you had a nap, we had dinner, we went to the park, and here's what's going to happen tomorrow. You're going to get up, it's Saturday, we're going to go to the park, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. They love that because they're looking to have more control over their world and understanding, and they're trying to become more and more independent. They need that knowledge of what their life is going to look like. Okay, they love that. So that's one great simple thing that you can do with your 2 to 4-year-old. In that closure time, you're also looking for input that can help calm the senses. For example, touch, music, and light. Okay, so light meaning you want it to be dim. Darkness in general helps rule out distractions. And for some busy-brained kiddos, it can be hard to turn their brains off at night. And so the darkness helps make that a little bit easier. Okay. Music is lovely because we have studies that show that humans, adults, fall asleep more quickly with music. It's also a cue that it's bedtime that you can take when you're traveling or at someone else's house, and it helps distract busy brains from thinking about motor leaps or the fact that their mom's not there anymore. It's just very gentle and calming. And then touch. This is why some people choose to have massage, right? Massage, lots of sensory input into our sensory system can be very relaxing and calming. Another place I see parents get major off track is the whole drowsy but awake, right? Every book you'll read says, put your kiddo down drowsy but awake. And the challenge is, and why on my book I say it can set you up to fail, is because most people end up having dead asleep. Drowsy but awake for a lot of folks leads to dead asleep, because what happens is that as your child starts to get older, they become that more aware of their surroundings, their sleep cycles are changing, and now when you put them down, they wake up. And so instead of putting them down drowsy and having them wake up when you put them down, you're putting them down dead asleep to avoid that. And here's the thing, sleep is a learned habit, right? The drive to sleep is biological, but the way we sleep is a learned habit. And if your kiddo learns to fall asleep in your arms, you will always have to recreate that on every wake up. All humans wake up in the night, but humans who are nursed, rocked, fed to sleep at bedtime, when they wake up in the night, they look for that same feeling because that's how they associate sleep. In the Helping Newborns Sleep School, we teach you how to put your newborn down, calm but awake, so that our babies can learn to fall asleep in the place where they will be sleeping for the rest of the night versus in arms and then trying to, get through that awkward transfer stage, or transfer on wake up, or wake up on transfer stage. Okay? After 4 months, your child has an established, learned way of falling asleep. For many of us, and for me, it was by nursing, to drowsy, even if they're not asleep. If you made them relaxed with the nursing, you're thwarting the opportunity for them to learn how to relax from awake, because that's what sleep is. Sleep is a learned habit. It's your ability to be awake and to relax yourself into sleep. Now, after 4 months, if you try tonight to put them down calm but awake at this stage, it likely won't work, because they have learned to associate sleep with being held or being fed, and they will protest the put down. That's the time when some parents decide to work on sleep teaching. Sleep teaching is teaching a child independent sleep skills. Okay? And that's what we teach in the Helping Babies Sleep School and Group Coaching Program. The roadmap, the step-by-step approach to take away those things that your child is reliant on that are no longer serving you. They're no longer helping. That pacifier was amazing in that newborn stage. It really helped calm that little person's nervous system. But now at 6 months, having to go in every 2-3 hours and reinsert it is no longer serving you or your child, because their sleep is becoming interrupted and fractured, which makes them feel more tired when they wake up for the day. Okay. To summarize, things that you can do to help your baby calm before bedtime. Establish a short, consistent routine as early as 6 weeks. Okay. For us, the differentiator between the nap time routine and the bedtime routine was that bedtime was when we changed pajamas. That was it. We made them look different from day one. Okay. Kids, especially toddlers, they crave routine. It helps them understand their world and empower them. Second thing you want to do, right, is be setting the stage for sleep, thinking of the senses. I didn't even mention smell, right? What does smell do? All those essential oils, are they the magic solution? No, but they can absolutely help calm that nervous system. Same with touch, same with music, okay? The third thing is you don't have to have a huge, long, drawn out bedtime, right? They'll get overtired and more cranky and harder to calm in the end. If you're looking for more sleep tips, come take my simple 6-question sleep quiz for babies 0 to 2 years. We'll ask you 6 simple questions, tell you one simple thing that you can implement tonight without tears. You can learn more at helpingbabysleep.com/sleep-quiz. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe and never miss a sleep tip.